Good evening, everyone. Welcome along to the Commentary Hub and the second game of your Tuesday evening as well. The final game, of course, of the last 16 to find out who gets their place in the quarterfinal for Saturday's game against England, which has just been confirmed. England has just beaten Germany by 2-0. So it's England against the winners of this game. And of course, this game is Sweden against the Ukraine. I'm going to throw you straight over to your match commentator, who's going to bring you up to date and up to speed with the two lineups. And your match commentator is Russ Vernon. So we'll hand over to you now, Russ. And Sweden and Ukraine. Let's go through the lineups.
Thank you very much, Mike. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to what is a very good game we have in prospect today. Sweden against Ukraine for quarter-final place against England in the European Championships for 2020, the delayed 2020 European Championships. If you enjoyed listening to England last against Germany, I'll ensure to remind you of that score if you missed it throughout the programme. But Spain landed with Olsen in goal, a back four of Lustig, Lindelof, Danielson and Augustinsson, Olsen and Ed Carl in midfield, with Larson and Forsberg either side. And up front is Alexander Isak and Dejan Klusevic. As for the Ukrainian side, who are in action today, the winners of this will take on England after their impressive 2-0 win over Germany. As we get ready for kick-off, the game has just got underway with Ukraine kicking us off all in blue, Sweden all in yellow. Showing you through the Ukraine side is Bushkan in goal, Karaviv, Zabiane, Karastov, Matvienko, Serduk, Stepenko and Zinchenko in midfield. Yarmolenko and Shaparenko are either side of Yaremchuk, who will lead the line. I'll run you through the subs when we get a break in play. If booked today, Mikael Lustig, Christopher Olsen and Marcus Danielsson for Sweden, who is in the starting lineup, they'll miss the game against England. And if Sherry Shorduk and Mykola Shaparenko get booked for Ukraine, they'll miss the game with England should they progress through to the quarter-finals, which is on Saturday at 8 o'clock. But here, right now, kicked off a minute ago, is Ukraine on the attack. Is Shaparenko in towards the penalty area. Great for Alexander Zinchenko, the Manchester City left back, and Ukraine just knocking the ball around well at the back. Is now back with Kirstov, the number 4, who plays it back to Bushkin in goal for Ukraine, who kicks long up to Zinchenko on the chest. He knocks the ball inside and is now all the way towards the number 9, Yaremchuk there, who won the throw to be taken by Zinchenko, as Jan Anderson's side are doing very, very well in the tournament so far. Sweden were in the group alongside Poland, Slovakia and Spain. They finished top of their group and played third place from the Group C, which Ukraine came up against North Macedonia, Austria and the Netherlands. And their first game against the Netherlands was a 3-2 victory, as Ukraine sends the ball forward looking towards Zinchenko by Matvienko, and Zinchenko will win this side of the throw. It's back towards the number 22, Matvienko, and he gives the ball away to Isak, and Isak was all the way back to intercept. If you missed the game earlier, where were you at 5 o'clock? England beat Germany by 2-0. And Mike, Spain did play yet to this, but Sweden was in the Spain group, my friend, and Netherlands beat Ukraine 3-2. I beg your pardon there. As the ball was in towards the penalty from Sweden, punch clear as it went towards Isak, in there from Lustig, and is now with Victor Lindelof of Manchester United, who gets it back to Lustig, who knocks the ball forward and downfield. It breaks into the path of Larsson there, and he keeps the ball moving forward for Sweden. It's now with Olsen across now to Forsberg, who controls really well. Forsberg going through, still going Forsberg, but is saved in the end by Bushkin in the Ukrainian goal. And very good start to the game. Sweden 0, Ukraine 0. And if you're listening across the commentary up on YouTube, thank you very much. If you're listening across Mike Onman's YouTube channel, thank you as well. JB Sports listeners, thank you very much. On Twitter, at Commentary Live 1, if you're listening on there via the Periscope link, thank you very much. And if you're also listening on our Twitch channel as well, thank you very much. We're not forgetting, if you're listening to us on Storm FM right now, it's very good to have you along this evening. And a big thank you to Mike Orman for allowing me to broadcast this game on the channel and on the radio station this evening. You're listening to Sweden against Ukraine from Euro 2020, last 16 match. The winners, as I mentioned, take on England after they won 2-0 against Germany earlier on today. Raheem Sterling and Harry Kane. I've got a question for the listeners. Did Kylian Mbappe score in the Euros? Did Thomas Muller score in the Euros? Harry Kane did. Muller and Mbappe, no goals of the Euros. Harry Kane, 1 goal of the Euros. And what a time to get it for Harry Kane in the last game as well. And Raheem Sterling, how many goals did he get? Oh yeah, 3 goals in the tournament. He's better than Mbappe and Thomas Muller as well. Muller missed a glorious chance in the England game when he was 1-on-1 with Jordan Pickford after the ball was knocked back. Ball back pass by Raheem Sterling. But back here in this game, where we're bringing you Sweden against Ukraine, is Danielson with possession. He knocks the ball into Olsen, and now he gets the ball back, and Danielson will fetch it over halfway. Plays it down the line for Isak, and Isak wins a throw for Ukraine off Ile Zabareni, and he's out for a throw, which will be taken very quickly and well. I think he'll be good bit of play in towards the penalty area, still going, and Olsen gets the ball back to Danielson, and Danielson down the line in towards the run of the left back Augustinsson, who got forward. Olsen in towards Forsberg. Forsberg gets the ball out wide. Now he's out wide to Augustinsson, who crosses in looking for Isak. Makes for Forsberg. Forsberg's shot is blocked. Comes back. Shot blocked again. Behind for a corner. That shot, the second shot was blocked. And it was from Koveski with the effort. And he just goes wide as Forsberg is about to take the shotters. I'll bring you that news very, very soon. That's interesting stuff regarding England, who play the winners of this game after an impressive 2-0 win over Germany earlier today. Need reminding. I've just reminded you there as the corner for Sweden is about to be swung in from Forsberg, flicked on went towards Lindelof, who tried to flick it on. Augustinsson has the ball back. His cross forward was blocked by Shaparenko and is out for a Sweden throw, which Augustinsson will take. But Mike says we're clean sheet-tastic, England. No goals conceded, and we're the only side not to concede a goal in the tournament so far. Let's hope it stays that way. And it's first time that England have kept 4 clean sheets in their opening 4 games. Since you know when, guys? As if you can guess, I'll let you know that answer a little bit later on. But when was the last time England kept 4 clean sheets in their first 4 matches of a tournament? As the ball is with Lustig now for Sweden. Into the path of Lindelof, who will look to fetch the ball forward, but instead he finds Danielson, who almost slips on the ball, but manages to recover and find Victor Lindelof, who will look to fetch the ball forward, will he? Lindelof out wide. Good ball inside. Good bit of play. He's Isak. And England have got the ball forward. Sweden have got the ball forward, should I say. In towards Larsson. I've got England on my mind still on cloud nine after that result early for England as the ball is in towards the penalty area, but Zinchenko knocks the ball back to the goalkeeper, Bushkan, in the goal there. It's still 0-0 in this game as we get ready to bring you coverage on this match. We'll be bringing you coverage of the remainder of the matches as we've just confirmed the commentator for the England game against Sweden on Saturday evening will be John Kane with our good man Mike Orman on presenting duties for that one, and he'll also be providing the graphics that we've got across the screen as well for that game. Also, we may the earlier game sees Czech Republic against Denmark with Matt Isles in the commentary box for that one on Saturday. Switzerland against Spain on Friday may be covered, and Belgium against Italy is covered on Friday evening with Jack Cunningham back in the Aussie for that one. This might be my final game of the tournament, depending how England do in the match against Sweden or Ukraine. Let me point out on Saturday as the ball is forward by Sweden, but they've given the ball away and Ukraine can come forward. It's Shaparenko. Shaparenko controls well. He plays the ball back into the path of Matviyenko, and he plays all the way across to the far side, and Karaviv gets the ball forward into the path of Yaremchuk, who got the ball over on that far side. And now Ukraine are coming forward. Good ball out wide. Into Yaremchuk again. He's into Yaremchuk again, and Yaremchuk saves from Yarmolenko's pass. I think he might have been offside there, Yarmolenko, but the flag's not gone up yet. Zinchenko knocks the ball back. Now it's Shaparenko again. He gives the ball to number 22, Matviyenko, who plays it in turn to Zabareni, who fetches the ball forward. Played just coming up towards 11 minutes in this game. It's Sweden 0, Ukraine 0, and you're listening to the commentary up hopefully. Everyone is doing okay. We're also live on Storm FM and JB Sports, and also on the brilliant YouTube channel owned by Mike Orman as well, who the ball is played forward and there's a man down for Sweden, and it's Ed Carroll who's gone down. He's just onside there, Yarmolenko, when I thought he was just offside when he set up Yaremchuk a few moments ago. Ed Carroll is back up on his feet, and Sweden are in possession on this near side. Is this Pustveski, who gets a throw off of Alexander Zinchenko, the Manchester City left back. Suppose they're playing in the midfield three today, but he seems to be operating as the left wing back more than a left midfielder in a three-man midfield. Looks like Ukraine have gone to a back five with Karaviv and Zinchenko, the wing backs, Zabareni, Guskov, and Matviyenko, the defensive trio, when they've not got possession, that is. And when they've got possession, it looks to turn into a back four. But we'll see how this goes. And Sweden on the attack over on the far side. It's Forsberg on the way. In towards Isak. Cleared away by Stepenko. And he's behind for a corner to Sweden. Good bit of pressure there from the Swedes as they look to get the ball forward. It'll be a corner to be taken. By Forsberg in towards the penalty area, but it's too easy for Bushkan, and he fetches the ball under his spell. And in the opening 30 minutes, he's still goalless, so I'll just run you not much chances happening. So I'll just run you through the subs benches. Starting off with Sweden is Jonsson and Norveld, the two goalkeepers. Benkinson, Berry, Svensson, Elander, Semmer, Kraft, Claesson, Janssen, Quaison, and Kajust. As for Ukraine is Paitov and Trubin, the two sub-goalkeepers, as Ukraine just knock the ball around nicely at the back with number 4, Dezhov into Zabreni. Also on the bench for Ukraine, as after Pyatov and Trubin, the two goalkeepers, is Edward Sobol, Malinovsky, Marlos, Makarenko, Kazagangov, Michaelenko, Bezos, Bezidin, Timchuk, and Dogbuk. As is Zinchenko coming forward, the Manchester City winger. If you're just joining us, still 0-0, Sweden against Ukraine. The winners of this one will play the winners of the earlier game. If you've not familiarised with the earlier game, it was 2-0 to England, with Raheem Sterling netting his third of the competition and Harry Kane getting off the mark as well. As here is Shaparenko plays the ball into the path of Zabrani, who can get the ball forward, and he's gone towards Yaremchuk after Yarmolenko left it. Andrei Yarmolenko, the former West Ham man. Very, very good stuff from him. Should be a very good game. Hopefully you're enjoying the coverage that we've got for you for this match today. As I just take a drink as Bushkan clears the ball forward. Excuse me, as I just got a bit of hiccups there as Stepenko can fetch the ball forward to Yaremchuk. How wide it goes to Yarmolenko. Yaremchuk can't get the ball back to Yarmolenko and he gives the ball away. Now the ball is knocked forward towards Yarmolenko, but that header back from Lustig is cool, calm and collected by Olsen. As we see Sweden fetch the ball forward from the back, and with Olsen, the midfielder, who can fetch the ball out of midfield. Here's the Ed Carl, who can fetch the ball forward, and he just knocks the ball round cool, calm and collectively, and just fetches the ball forward. Here's a good ball forward again. He's given away by Lawson, from Lawson's pass by Ed Carl. I think it might be a free kick to Sweden. There's a drop ball after a foul on Ed Carl, but Sweden have just got the ball back, and they can just knock the ball from Olsen to Lustig. And then the ball is followed by Lustig looking towards Isak, but the ball is headed behind for a throw. Came off Kursakov, I think, as Lustig takes a throw. You're listening to Sweden 0, Ukraine 0. It's Euro 2020 audio commentary from the Commentary Hub in partnership with JB Sports. And for this game, also in partnership with Storm FM, the brilliant online radio station owned by our very own Mike Arneman. As the ball is on the far side, as the ball is headed in, but just wide by Forsberg after a good cross by Uzbeki. Then that's a brilliant bit of play down the right hand side from Sweden, and a good crossing there, and there's a by star from Sweden Well, Forsberg can't take his chance just yet. You're listening to the match between Sweden and Ukraine on the commentary hub. Make sure you give us a follow on Twitter. You can do that. Is a commentary live one. Make sure you tweet us. Use the hashtag TCHub to get in touch with us, and we'll read some of your tweets out. So make sure you get them into us today. We have got the coverage of the match right now as we ball's just it over from Isak. Good bit of play. It was there as the ball is over. And I thought, as we'll just see that Isak shot again, just dragged his shot wide. Being played this at Hampden Park, and there was a good ball in from Kulusevski. But the shot was well wide from Alexander Isak, who sees the ball bounce out of play for a throw to Sweden, which is a throw to Ukraine. Still 0-0 if you're just tuned into us here on the commentary hub. A reminder, which is going across the bottom of our screen if you can see that, of the round of 16 game between England and Germany result, which was England 2, Germany 0. Goals from Raheem Sterling with his third of the competition, and Harry Kane for that one, as the throw from Ukraine by Karavev has gone back to Zabreni, and he just has the ball back again to Zabreni, and he looks to play the ball forward. Wide to Zinchenko. Zinchenko looks to pull the ball back. Here's Shaparenko, and Shaparenko to Zinchenko. Zinchenko does really well, and Zinchenko has the ball back again, just keeping possession of the Ukrainians and looking neat and tidy in possession when they've got the ball, as they come forward once more through Zabreni, and he looks to play the ball out wide to Karavev, and Karavev plays the ball forward and is giving the ball away, and Sweden just giving the ball away there. Out wide, good bit of play from Shaparenko to get the ball out wide, and he's in towards Shaparenko, headed away by Lindelof, who can't get the ball further away, and he's helped out by his centre-back partner, Danielson. The winners of this game will take on England on Saturday at 8 o'clock. Make sure you join us for coverage of that one, as we've got brilliant coverage and we've got brilliant commentary team for the channel as well, and we've a partnership which we'd like to announce has been extended is the one that sees the commentary hub and JB Sports being get even more football next season, as we have agreed a verbal agreement between myself as one of the managers of the commentary hub, along with JB, who are presenting the England game, with owner of JB Sports. We've come to a verbal agreement to provide commentaries for you throughout next season on JB Sports as well. So we're in partnership with them for a full season. Started in the Euros, which was delayed from last year. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, as the ball has just been knocked around well by Sweden, and the ball is hit forward. A lovely run down the line. Here is Kulusevski. Come back towards Olsen, giving away. It's now broke here for Larson. He gives the ball away. Now Ukraine, if they can play this right, can be on the counter. Shaparenko into Zinchenko. and he just gets the ball forward. Well, he got it back to Gusev, who got the ball forward, and he breaks for Lindelof to get the ball forward for Sweden into the path of Edkal, who went down earlier under a challenge by, I think it was Sodorchuk. And it's still Sweden 0, Ukraine 0. The scoreline, the ball is now with Lustig, and he gives the ball to Larsen. And Larsen sees the ball all the way back. And now Sweden just fetched the ball forward, looking to play England the winners in this one after a 2-0 win over Germany, let me remind you. Where were you for that one? And now the ball is just being knocked around by Lindelof into the path of Lustig, and now he gets the ball forward. And a man goes down there. It's a free kick to Ukraine. Foul on Stepenko, I think, or it might be Sodorchuk. No, in fact, there is a foul on Andrei Yarmolenko, the former West Ham man who's the captain for the Ukrainians. Good bit of play between both sides so far in the opening 25 minutes of the game. Is still Sweden 0, Ukraine 0, and is now for a throw over on the far side, which Sweden will take through Augustinsson in towards Ekdal, and he wins another throw. And now Danielson from that throw plays it across into the path of Lustig to Lindelof, back to Danielson, so it's gone from left to right and back again. And now it's with Forsberg, who can get the ball back into Lindelof, who will fetch the ball forward. Is Olsen. And it's across well. Good bit of play. Down the line it goes. Lovely ball down the line as well. In towards Augustinsson, who controls well and gets the ball back to Forsberg, who can keep hold of possession and look to fetch a ball over the top. And is in towards the run of Dejan Kulusevski, and he can't get the ball in play. You are still listening to the commentary hub's coverage of Sweden against Ukraine. 26 minutes gone. You've not missed anything. Hopefully we bring you brilliant coverage from the matches that we have got for you today. Now is a lovely run forward. It is Zinchenko. Now a lovely ball from Shaparenko to spray the ball out wide. Lovely ball out wide. Looks as though the rain may be falling in Scotland as the ball comes across. Comes to Alexander Zinchenko, and Zinchenko has scored. Ukraine take the lead. And Ukraine are in the lead. And it's that man of Manchester City, Zinchenko, who has scored it. 1-0. Beautiful, brilliant field goal from Ukraine. A long switch out to the right-hand side. Is way well from Yarmolenko. Pulls the ball directly across, and Olsen really should be doing better there. Brilliant ball across. Takes a touch to fetch it. Don't even take a touch to fetch it under control. It's his first time. Olsen gets an hand to it. Couldn't keep it out. And Robin Olsen, who was on loan at Everton last season, couldn't keep out a shot from a Manchester City player who we faced quite a bit last season. But Sweden are behind this. Sweden 0, Ukraine 1. 28 minutes on the clock. And Ukraine have started to come into this game more and more as a first half wore on. As a man down. And it's a free kick to Sweden. So Sweden could have a chance to get an immediate response here. You're listening to Sweden against Ukraine on the Commentary Hub's coverage. And we'll see what happens with this free kick, which will be taken by Larson, I would imagine, in a moment after Shaparenko and Karaviv get talking to. Augustinson stood over this as well. It looks like it might be Sebastian Larson to take this. Is whipped in and is saved from Bushkan from Larson's free kick. And almost caught Bushkan out there. He saw that very, very late and had to scamper across. And scamper across he did to keep the effort out. And fantastic punch behind by Bushkan. Corner then for Sweden to be taken by Augustinson, the left back. Can they get immediate response here, Sweden? Ball in towards a penalty area. Bushkan claims another moment. They can't get a response, and Sweden are behind. And Ukraine, since they've gone in front in some of the other matches, know how to defend the Ukrainians, and if they get through, England need to be wary of conceding that first goal because they know how to defend and know how to defend the lead. But having said that, England also know how to defend a lead, as they defended a lead very, very well with the help of Pickford, plus the defence as well. As England marched on to the quarterfinals where they'll play with Sweden or Ukraine with a comfortable 2-0 victory over Germany. As the ball is knocked down the line, here's Yarmolenko to get the ball forward, and he's gone down. He's given a free kick here, or is he given a throw into Ukraine, the referee? I'm not 100% sure at the moment which one he's given. I think he may have given a free kick, and that could have been a yellow. That possibly should have been a yellow card for Ludwig Augustinson. For me, anyway, because if that was out on the street, what he's just done, he'd have been arrested, in my opinion. And it is a free kick. With two men stood over it over on that far side. One of them, I think, was Zinchenko. He's now moved away. He was Zinchenko, and he's left it for Shaparenko to deliver across here, and he does deliver across in. He's flipped across. Can't be for Yarmolenko, can he? Flips it down his chest. Yarmolenko shoots! And by shooting, he almost did the camera behind the goal. And that's a comfortable shot over from Yarmolenko. No trouble in the goalkeeper there, and that should have been there should have been two for me. Should have done better there, but at the moment it's 1-0 to Ukraine, which the score England was after Sterling put them 1-0 up before the man of the hour come up for the man, come up for the captain, come up Harry Kane to make it 2-0 against the Germans as Sweden fetch the ball forward. Can they get a response here before the break? It's Kustavitsky who can't get the ball forward towards Isak, and he's given away. Zinchenko acts the ball downfield. The goal scorer for Ukraine and the Manchester City defender. Be interesting to see what Mike Onaman has made of this first half. We'll get his thoughts at half time. It'll be interesting to see how that goes on as we watch the game unfold as Ukraine with coming forward, and that was Sodorchuk. Now it's on to Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko, the captain, gets the ball back. Sodorchuk. And Sweden just keeping Ukraine out of the moment after conceding that early goal. Well, early-ish goal on, should I say, it was scored on 28 minutes from their left wing back, but down as a midfielder for the team sheet I've got. And Goveski wins a free kick after a foul on him. Came through the back was Stepanenko, should I say. Denilson to Lindelof, who looks to hit the ball forward and hits it out wide where Forsberg is in possession. Olsen's there now, back to Forsberg, and now in to Lindelof, who now fetches the ball forward by Lustig. Good bit of play. Leski can't get the ball forward towards Isak and is cleared away. And there's a throw to the Ukrainians. And Zinchenko will want the game to settle down and keep hold of possession. Zinchenko takes it quickly back from Shaparenko and hits it forward. Given away, and it's Forsberg to fetch under control. And now he sets up a man is out wide from Larson. It was Olsen who played the ball out wide to Larson. And now it's out of play for a throw for Sweden. Sweden nil Ukraine 1, 35 minutes gone. Coming up to us just into the final 10 minutes of the first half then. Plus how many stoppage time, injury time, whatever you want to call it, is added on by the referee. As the ball is it forward, cleared away by Ukraine once more. I think that was by Zarebny, who gave the ball away. But now Forsberg has the ball into Olsen, who loses out, but Ukraine can't clear it. Now it's Lustig with the cross in, and Bushkan just claims, with ease and just tidies up nicely. The winners of this will play England in the next round. After they progressed earlier against the Germans. With the score you can see across the bottom of our screen. It's out of play for a throw to Sweden. Isak winning that throw. Not much happening as Isak clears a throw to Forsberg, and he will look to find Edgar. Back to Edgar from Forsberg again, and Edgar comes forward. Can he win a throw for his side? No. He's gone out for the Ukrainian throw, and he's not happy about that. Is Edgar? He thought that should have been a Sweden throw, and let's see if he shows us that. But there's a goal again, crossed into the back post, and Zinchenko does really, really well. But Olsen really should do better and really should be keeping that shot out. Can Sweden get back into this game, and can they force it to go to extra time as well? I predicted earlier, and I said Ukraine to, and I said Sweden to win on penalties. to progress. As Edgar can fetch the ball forward. Can Sweden find a way back into the game? So as this stands, Ukraine are going through to the quarter-final on Saturday evening. As Ukraine almost getting caught out, it breaks for Lawson. Sebastian Lawson clipping the ball in towards Isak. Round the back it goes. Augustinson clips the ball back in and it's cleared away. And now Sweden have to come again. Is Lustig. Pesky can't get there. Uemchuk can't get the ball away. Sweden on the front foot at the moment towards the end of this first half. Into the final, less than 6 minutes of the first half to go. As the ball is coming forward is Sudorchuk on towards Yarmolenko, who can keep the ball forward. Here's Zinchenko. Shaparenko can fetch the ball forward, can he? No, he goes back to Matvienko, and now he plays it across to Kirstov, and now is Zabreni, and now is with Karaviv. And he'll just keep the ball going forward. Love the bit of play, and he's giving the ball away. I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. As here is Sweden on the attack. And this very goes down inside the penalty area. Vesky. And the referee says no penalty. I want to see that again, which I'm going to do now. Not a penalty for me. It'll be interesting to see what Mike Holloman thinks of that one, whether that should be a penalty there to the Ukrainian side. We'll try and bet you his thoughts on that as now we watch the game unfold. You're listening to the commentary hub in partnership with JB Sports, and also we're live on Storm FM. Make sure you check that station out. Music station, plus sometimes we have the occasional football game on as a ball is over on that far side as the Ukraine just keeping possession, still leading by a goal to as we're into the final 4 minutes of the first half, and towards the final 3.5 minutes of the first period. If you're just tuned in, thank you very much, and wherever you're tuned in and whatever station you're tuned in on, thank you very much as well. As we can see Sweden trying to fetch the ball forward, and Ukraine having to do a bit of defending as we come towards the end of this first half. If you're listening to us via Storm FM, you can get in touch with us via that chat room. I'm in there now, so I'll keep an eye on that. You can also get in touch via the other chats where you can get in touch on our platforms where we're broadcasting from. As the ball is in towards the penalty area, it breaks away and it's out of play for a throw, which he'll be taken quickly by Sweden as they look to try and get back in this game before the breakers. Vesky can feel the ball out to Larson into Isak. Isak looks to strike, he can't get the shot off from goal. Now faces the Forsberg and he's deflected it in! And Sweden are level! Forsberg with the goal! And Sweden, just before half time, are level. And since that goal, Sweden have defended. And attacked really, really well, should I say. Sweden have attacked really, really well. He may have come off Isak. Forsberg is claiming it. Did he come off Isak? No, he takes deflection off the defender. Which was... I'm trying to see which number the defender it was that came off of. Number any came off of, which directed it up and over the goalkeeper Bushkan. And it's now 1-1 in the game between Sweden and Ukraine. If you want to listen to us on Storm FM, head to www.stormfm.org.uk and then if you go to /listen, that's where you can find the chat. That's where you can come and get involved with us in the chat as well, as we see a throw to Ukraine as we approach the final 60 seconds of the first half, which we're into now. And now he's back with Bushkan in the goalers for Ukraine. And now he fetches the ball forward over on the far side and he's just controlling the ball well. And they're just looking to just control the ball really, really well and really, really impressively. Håkan, Sweden, is Lustig in towards Olsen and he fetches the ball forward. And he will look to fetch the ball forward. Love the bit of play. And now this with the ball. It's forward looking for the run of Zinchenko. He can't get there. The ball breaks forward and it's cleared away by Matvienko. And we'll approach the final few seconds just of the first half of normal time anyway. And there is the half-time whistle. No additional time at the end of the first period. As we get to the half-time interval. And I'm now going to throw you back to Mike Coleman with the score at Sweden 1, Ukraine 1. Mike.
Thank you, Russ, for a great coverage there of the first half between Sweden and the Ukraine. Still none the wiser as to who's going to be facing England in the quarterfinals as of yet. But great play there from both sides. Of course, Sweden started brightly, in my opinion, and we're on the front foot. And then the Ukraine, got back into the game, got themselves the goal as well. And then Sweden kind of continued on the same sort of mentality and mindset really that they were going on with anyway. And the goal didn't affect them too much. They just kind of kept doing their thing. And then they got the deflection as well for their equaliser. So it's 1-1 at the break. And, of course, Sweden, Russ, you said that they could have had a penalty as well. But, for me, that's no penalty. I think it's gone down too easily there. But in terms of the actual game itself and the way that half's gone, I think Sweden are going to have to be the happier. They've come back from 1-0 down. And, of course, now they're level. They've got a bit of fortune with it as well. Would you sort of tend to agree with that, Russ, that the Sweden boss will be the happier of the two managers at half-time? Or do you think it'd be more sort of even? Or maybe the Ukraine boss might be, Shevchenko might be the man that you're thinking is going to be the happier of the two?
I would have to say Sweden, Mark, especially the way they've come back into the game after going 1-0 down. Shevchenko may have been at the start if Ukraine managed to hold onto that lead. But Jan Andersson might be the happier of the two managers at this moment in time, Mike, because may probably be the happier the way he's fighting on the side. Shevchenko would have been the happier way Ukraine started again that goal. When I say early goal, 28 minutes go through Oliver Alexander Zinchenko of Manchester City, but the way they've come back with Forsberg's strategy before half time, that will be a delight for Jan Andersson and his Swedish side. Really are level. Sweden have not played that badly. Ukraine and Sweden have both played a good first half. Been a good first half, but I think the Sweden manager may just be the little happier of the two, Mike.
And just to kind of bring you in on those goals as well, the first goal in particular for Ukraine, of course, you mentioned the Sweden manager just a moment ago there as well. Two things really. First of all, do you think that you're going to be disappointed with his side's defending and allowing Zinchenko to kind of ghost him around the back there on the left hand side? And secondly, do you think the goalkeeper should be doing better as well?
I think Olsen should be doing better, as I mentioned in commentary, Mike. And when I looked at it again, maybe there was space for Zinchenko to just get in around the back and Yarmolenko to just spot him that easily. He's got to be questioning that as Jan Anderson. But I think, as I mentioned, he'll be the happier of the two managers at the break.
And then just finally, before we throw to a break as well, of course, Sweden did get a bit of fortune for their equaliser. And, for me, I think it's probably deserved to be level at the break. And I think the good fortune really, was sort of, they kind of grew into that game. They had a good sort of second half of the first half, if that makes sense. And I thought that, they pretty much deserved to be level at the break. Their fortune that they got was kind of justified, really. And just showing this chance here for Yarmolenko as well. That was a good save there from Olsen. And that's what Olsen can do as well. Sometimes he can deny opportunities like that. But I think I'm with you on the fact that he probably should have done a bit better for the Ukraine goal. And, well, just get your thoughts on the equaliser as well, just quickly before we go to a break. Sweden deserved that for you, that little bit of fortune they got.
Since screen behind Mike, Sweden have come back into it, sort of creating the better chances, and that's why I said Jan Anderson will be the better of the two managers. Also said be the happier of the two managers. And if you look at it, yes, a bit of fortune, but I think it was only going to be a matter of time before Sweden did open the scoring back and, well, get back on level terms, should I say, and they deserve to be on level terms on the break.
Okay, and you said it's going to go all the way to extra time. So far, your prediction is looking good. Maybe even for the penalty shootout that you mentioned as well. But we're going to take a short break, in fact, now, and we'll be back shortly to analyse this first half a little bit more and to look ahead to the second half. But in the meantime, we're just going to have a quick break. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub here in partnership with JB Sports for the Euro 2020 as well. Also in partnership with Storm FM for this game today as well. Sweden against the Ukraine. Of course, Russ Vernon is bringing the coverage of that one. And Russ, of course, you mentioned earlier in regards to Gareth Southgate's men knocking out Joachim Löw's German side. And of course, the winners of this await, Harry Kane and Raheem Sterling, etc. And of course, they're going to be watching this game, keeping across this game now. What do you reckon Gareth Southgate and his England side would have made of this first half, and the proposition that faces them from either side?
I don't think he'll have been. I think he'll have been impressed with how both set up. I think, for me, be more worried about probably facing Ukraine, Mike, for me, because of how they're starting, how quickly they can get forward, and especially how easy the goal was. The way England have defended throughout the tournament so far, that may not be a problem for us. But for Sweden, they've shown flashes since they got back into the game, but they've not really done much creative-wise to get into the game.
I think you're right as well with that there. I think Gareth Southgate will be, looking on, and of course watching on tentatively on tenterhooks as well to find out what happens in this game and who his side go on and face in the quarterfinals. And there's plenty of experience in this Sweden side. Of course, Sebastian Larsson knows a lot about the English game, having played in England for a number of clubs, Arsenal and Sunderland just being two of those. And of course, they've got some talented players in their side as well. Of course, if you look at Isak up front, a really good player who's had a decent tournament so far. And they've also got, if you look at the Ukraine side, they've got the likes of Zinchenko, who knows the English game as well. So either way, I'm sure they'll be, helping their teammates along the way, sort of saying, I know this player, I know that sort of, that's one of their weaknesses or whatever. So whatever side England come up against, it's going to be a tricky game on Saturday nonetheless.
It is, yes, you're absolutely spot on there, mate, and I would have to agree. If wherever England face, it's going to be a tough game, and Southgate will know that, the players will know that. Today was a tough game as well, and we've got through that one. I think today's game was probably, don't want to sound too arrogant and too cocky, but I think today's game was the hardest out of the running that England can have in our side of the draw, should I say. And I think today's game was the hardest, and we've got through that test, and I can see us progressing very, very nicely going into the quarter-final against one of these two sides.
And I'm just going to echo what I said at work earlier on, in fact, as well, to a couple of people that I was working with. Whether England progress, this was, I said this afternoon, be wary of Sweden, be wary of the Ukraine, because England sometimes can come unstuck against, these so-called lesser nations and sides that they should really be beating, because then the pressure's really on them. It might have been more of the pressure on Germany to get through today. Of course, the game at Wembley as well, fantastic crowd. You can see the crowd were really up for it. But, as I said to the people that I was working with earlier, be wary of Ukraine, be wary of Sweden, because we don't want another Iceland situation again.
No, we don't, mate. We don't want another Iceland selection. Or should I say, Iceland situation again. So, be interested to see how we go on with that one, Mike.
Okay, and I think the two sides are going to be out again shortly. But if you look at the two benches, where can this game be won from the Swedes and also from the Ukraine bench as well?
Well, if you look at the so-called home side bench, first of all, which is the Sweden side, Marcus Berg, who on the bench, he can come on and create a few problems. Victor Claesson can as well, Robin Quaison as well. And then if I look And the Ukrainian side, probably Alexander Timchuk, maybe Malinovsky as well as another player who can create stuff for the Ukrainians. So I think Sweden will have the better options on the bench to create and get back into it from the who would be players that's on the bench.
And of course, we did see some fantastic games yesterday as well, and I'll be foolish not to mention those. Of course, the games that were covered between myself and Jack Cunningham, seeing Spain and also Switzerland progress as well. And the game is just about to get underway now for the second half, so I'll hand you back over to Russ, and let's see if we can get anything matching up to those games that we saw yesterday evening and yesterday sort of late afternoon.
Let's hope so, man, but I don't want it to go all the way to penalties, please. I want to fairly early finish to the game. We are back underway then for the second half. I'll run through the teams in just a few moments once we get a break in play. If you're listening to us on Storm FM, very good evening to you all. Evening to Brad, odd where that is, who's just in the Storm FM chat. Hopefully you're doing okay. We're bringing you commentary, Brad, of the Sweden against Ukraine game to see who plays England in the next round. And it looks like there's no changes to either side as we played almost a minute of this second half. And I'm just reading through the team as Sweden just passing the ball around. Nice, so it's in goal is Olsen with Lustig, Lindelof, Danielson, Augustinsson at the back. Olsen and Ekdal in midfield with Lawson and Forsberg, with Klustevski and Isak up front. As for Ukraine, it's Bushkan in goal, Karavev, Zabrane, Kristov and Matvienko, Sidorchuk, Stepenko and Zinchenko with Yarmolenko, Yaremchuk and Shaparenko up front. As here's Isak on the charge, trying to get on the ball and get into the front for Ukraine. Backline to get beyond them and get Sweden on the front foot to the start of the match. Hopefully you're doing okay to everyone that's listening. If you're listening on one of our YouTube channels or the Twitch channel or via our Periscope link, which is up on our Twitter feed, which is a Commentary Live 1, please do get in touch. Like Brad, or whereas via the Storm FM channel where we're also broadcasting today. A very good evening to you, Brad. Hopefully you're doing fine and dandy this evening, especially after the England result earlier today. We are bringing you this commentary to find out who England get in the next round. We've got quite a lot of time left as Forsberg just keeps all the possession and moving it forward. Giving the ball away, it breaks kindly towards the path of Olsen in the midfield for Sweden. Out wide now to Forsberg from Ekdal, and now Forsberg cuts inside, plays the ball in towards Kuleveski, who can't get the ball out of his feet to get a shot in on goal, and Yarmolenko can get the ball out of his feet and it's played across to Alexander Zinchenko, can come forward on the far side of the left as Ukraine come forward left to right in the second half. Crosses over 8 and comes all the way through to Karavensky, who will look to fetch the ball forward in towards the penalty area and almost turned into his own net by Danielson, but the ball just bounced away at the right time and Ukraine almost back into the lead very early on in the second half. If you're just tuning in to us, a very good evening and thank you very much. Live coverage of the matches coming up for you, and we'll be able to fetch you all of those between now and the end of the programme as we hope to fetch you some more goals and more action. Well, we are fetching more action as we watch Ukraine come forward with Karavev. Down the line it goes towards Sidorchuk, who can't let the ball, can't throw the ball on, but he's now got the ball back as Sidorchuk, and he's just keeping the ball kindly. Fizzes to Stepenko, and now it's with Matvienko, And now Yaremchuk. And now is with Zinchenko, Shaparenko. Good bit of football played by Ukraine as they've got the ball over on that far side. Ukraine coming forward again. He plays the ball back. Ukraine just have possession and just keeping it neat and tidily forward. We're giving the ball away and he's now just knocking the ball around well. And we're looking to see how this game goes as we watch this game unfold. As the ball is headed clear, he's picked off by Zadorchuk. And he watches the ball come forward. Lovely bit of play forward. It goes and it's headed away. And it's brought down under control. Lovely bit of play. It breaks into the path of Forsberry. How wide it goes to the far side of Lustig. Trevor, how wide is Lawson? Lawson in the middle, should I say? So it might have been Olsen out there. With Lustig, who come across now. In fact, it was Kuloveski, the striker, was out there. Just realised his squad number. Couldn't really see from this far away. As you see the ball just played with Forsberry across to Lawson, who's out on that far side. Back it goes to Lustig, and Lustig into Lindelof. He's Isak. Danielson. And Lindelof again. Complicated Forsberry, and he's cleared away. And downfield he goes towards Yarmolenko. Olsen come a long way, but managed to get there and then the ball clear for a throw. Is taken by Shaparenko, and he just wants to get the game back moving and quickly moving and try and get his side back into the lead here if they can, as Sweden are under a bit of pressure at the moment as Ukraine try and get the ball forward. It's Zinchenko knocking the ball forward towards Yarmolenko, cleared away, and now the ball does break into the path of the number 21, Karaviv, who knocks the ball back into the path of Zabrene, across into Gersutov. How wide it goes to Matvienko. Matvienko can fetch the ball forward into Zinchenko. He will look to feed in Shaparenko to Yarmolenko. And he just plays the ball out wide to Karavev. Downline back for Yarmolenko. His cross is cleared. And the shot comes in and wide. And not so handsome. And in the end, the cross from Yarmolenko was cut out by Danielson. And they got it away by Olsen a few minutes ago. Was very good goalkeeping there. As Mark says, how wide do you want the goal there to the Ukrainians who had that shot wide? As here is Stepenko, and he feeds it out wide. Kongolos striking on goal there, coming in from Sweden. It was Lawson. Coming by surprise there. Nicely with Forsberg involved. Set up Lawson. His strike just goes narrowly wide. And Mike, you can't sing that song towards him. I'm afraid. Because he wasn't far wide. And he wasn't well wide. And as I say, not that far away, Mike. As you mentioned, as the ball is with Zinchenko to feeding Karavev. And Karavev gets it back once more and is into Stepenko back to Bushkan, who can hit the ball forward. Zanetta won and is now picked up by Sodorchuk, should I say. Now it's with Karaviv and he's running forward onside as well. Yarmolenko in support. It's for Yarmolenko. The shot comes in just wide in the end from Sodorchuk. And that should have been 2-1 Ukraine. How unlucky is that? Good bit of play. Brilliant comeback. In the post. Outside of the post as well, I think he was. The keeper can't see that till very, very late. So if that had gone in, that would have been brilliant. Forsberg's equaliser on 43 minutes. Katarzyna Zinchenko's opener on 27. We've played just over 10 minutes of this second half. It's still Sweden 1, Ukraine 1. As the ball can't find Isak, run the ball forward there. Now, Ukraine can fetch the ball forward. Lovely run. Lovely run in here is Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko on the overlap. Good bit of play from Yarmolenko. Still going Yarmolenko. He plays the ball in towards the penalty area, giving away. And now Isak can fetch the ball forward. Lovely one from Isak. Still going is Isak. Still going Isak. What can he do with Isak? He's in Forsberg. Forsberg can shoot. Forsberg off the post and wide. And Emil Forsberg should really do better there. And now both teams have hit the post. Forsberg's effort crashing back off the woodwork. And how unlucky is that? Yes, he opens up his body well after being played in, and his effort just comes back off of the post and bounces away. Nothing the keeper could do about that one. He couldn't get there, and that's just gone wide. So unlucky. Both teams now. Sodorchuk at the one end, Forsberg at the other, and Ukraine and Sweden are still level pegging at one apiece. And Ukraine have just won the ball, lost the ball with Larson getting the ball back for Sweden. And that was so close. Hopefully, everyone is doing okay. And if you're tuning in, wherever you're tuning in from, I hope you're enjoying our coverage today as we watch this game unfold. You're listening to the Commentary Hub's coverage of Sweden against Ukraine. Is that a play for a throw to Ukraine? As we see Ukraine with possession. Good ball back it goes into the path of Olsen. And Sweden just keeping possession with Lindelof to feed in. Kulusevski, the striker, who's dropped back to get involved in the game because he's not really got much service as the ball is forward towards Isak. It breaks for Larson. Larson controls well. Back he goes to Lustig. Good play. What can he do here now? Here's Forsberg. Plays the ball through to Augustinsson. Augustinsson across and cleared away. Brilliantly there. I thought that was going in for a second. And if it did, it would have been an own goal from Veskov, the player, I think. And that's a brilliant bit of play. He's onside as well, Augustinsson. And that ball across. Almost done into his own net by Mativ Yenko. Ukraine now on the back foot. Can Sweden take the lead in this game for the first time? And if they do take the lead, can they hold on to face England? in the next round. If you're listening to Storm FM and wondering where Mike Ornament's Chill Tuesdays is, it'll be live as soon as we've finished with this game, through to around about 12 o'clock, I think. Which I've just got confirmation it is until 12 o'clock. So you'll have Mike Ornament fetching this. As Isak's in, and Isak's just pretty wide. The Fleur may have been up as well. He's just gone a fraction too early. As Ukraine make a first substitution, as Shaparenko comes off to be replaced by Ruslan Malinovsky. And Ruslan Malinovsky will come on for Ukraine in the hope of putting the Ukrainian side through to face England, who won 2-0 against the Germans earlier today. If you're wondering who scored in this game, I will remind you of that when we get back in play. And I'll remind you of the remaining subs for Ukraine and the subs for Sweden. As we watch this game unfold, is Sweden with Ed Carl can fetch the ball forward. What can he do here now? He finds Forsberg. Forsberg can run at the Ukrainian backline, can he? No. He finds Lawson, who can try and help him do that. How wide is Lustig? Lustig wants him to go on the overlap, but doesn't. So he comes inside to Olsen, and Olsen will fetch the ball forward. I'll tell you who scored the goals in a moment as the ball is out of play for big goal for a throw-in. And I'll just tell you who scored the goals in a moment. As here's Zinchenko coming forward. Crossed in, comes all the way across. He bolts kindly for Sidorchuk. Sidorchuk crosses in, and there is Olsen to take well and catch well. The goal scorers in this game, if you're just joining us, where have you been, was Zinchenko from Yarmolenko's cross, then Isak set up Forsberg to make it 1-1, and Malinovsky has just come on for Shaparenko. We played 62 minutes of the game. Coming up towards the 18th minute of the second half, and it's still 1-1, and we'll bring the game to its conclusion. And then we'll head, if you listen on Storm FM, we'll head straight into Mike Ornament's Chill Tuesdays. If you're listening on the other channels, we'll be back on there on Friday when we start the quarter-final stage, which will be Sweden against Switzerland against Sweden, Switzerland against Spain, Belgium or Italy, Belgium against Italy, Czech Republic or Denmark, or Sweden and Ukraine versus the Three Lions. And what I want to know, guys, get it in whichever channel you're listening to. You can get your answering as well in a moment. Is it coming home? Is the Euros coming home, and will England lift the trophy on the 11th of July? We'll get people's thoughts on that in a moment. So if you want to tweet us, you can do so at Commentary Live 1. Use the hashtag TCHub. Use the hashtag Euro 2020 and answer this question: Is it coming home? Yes or no, and your reasons why. So we'll get to some of those in a moment. As Isak wins the ball back for Sweden. And we are just passing the ball around nicely. And here's to Nielsen, just controlling the play. And I think a free kick's been given for a foul on Olsen. And we'll see this challenge again from the number 8, Malinowski, who's just come on. And it's now 1-1. 2-1, should I say, after Forsberg's goal cancelled out of the opener from Alexander Zinchenko. If you are tuning in and wondering where we all are, hello, we are tuned in and bringing you this game for Sweden against Ukraine. And Sweden fired a shot just tipped over by Bushkan, and it was from number 21, Kraveski, I think he was, and he was Kraveski, and that's a fantastic effort. And he just tipped over. This game played at Amden Park as Forsberg gets ready to take this corner. He'll be whipped in towards the penalty area. Forsberg to take. He's whipped in, cleared away. Breaks kindly. And now Ukraine are on the counter attack. What can they do with the ball here? He's in towards Yarmolenko, whose effort is saved by Olsen. Very, very poor effort in the end there. Sweden won. Ukraine won. Here's the scoreline if you're just tuned in. Hi to Asael Campos. How are you, my friend? Hopefully you're doing okay. It's this nerve-wracking game. Asael, who are you supporting in this game? You're currently listening all the way from Guatemala. So I think that's the favourite we've ever had anyone listening to the commentary, isn't it? I believe. So thank you very much. If you get any further than Guatemala, guys, do tweet us at Commentary Live 1. We'd love to hear from you. As we fetching you this game, as we played 68 minutes of this match, and it is still 1-1 between Sweden and the Ukrainians. We're into the 23rd minute of the second half. Excuse me, as the ball is played out wide to Forsberg, who can control well and get the ball towards the edge of the penalty. Still going Forsberg. Still going. Forsberg! Off the ball! I think the ball's still shaking. I think the bar is still shaking. And then there's a free kick to Ukraine. But that ball is still shaking from Forsberg. Fantastic. He cuts inside. Gets past one, gets past two on the left hand side. Cuts inside. Fired an iron shot towards the top corner. Came crashing back off the crossbar. And bounced to safety. And Ukraine were just a crossbar away from being 2-1 down in this game, and it would have been a complete turnaround after Ukraine had to the lead earlier on into the 24th minute of the second half. Dear John. Kulusevski in the book for a foul on the Ukrainian left back, which is Matvienko as the ball is for looking towards Yarmolenko. And it's still Sweden 1, Ukraine 1. If you're just tuning in, where have you been if you've only just turned this on? As Sweden can see the ball coming forward. It's Nielsen with possession into Forsberg, who's doing fairly well. And good bit of play from Forsberg to find Nielsen, and now Nielsen finds Edkal, and Edkal can just see what he's got in support. Nothing going forward, so it goes back to Lindelof, the Manchester United defender. Cross to Lustig. Sweden 1, Ukraine 1. If you're just tuned in. I asked a question earlier, guys. Masker is answering. I asked, is the Euros coming home? Is it coming home? Will England, the Three Lions, lift it? And is the trophy coming home? Mike says, yes, it is. Nothing has been more certain in life. Birth, death, and football coming home in 2021. Let's hope you're right, Mike. We'll take another 3 2-0 after today, and we'll all be happy when England and Harry Kane lift up that trophy. I'm sure of it. It's Augustinson back to this game here at Hampden Park, where it's still 1-1. And Sweden just keeping possession well. And now it's with Lindelof, who can play the ball forward in towards Isak. It's good bit of control, giving the ball away. Olsen gets the ball out wide to Kulusevski, and he's got Edkal now with possession. How wide it goes again. Lovely cross deep in. But Bushkan is there to catch it out of the sky. I say thank you very much. That is my ball. As he caught it out of the sky and just kept it in his spell and in his grasp before booting it downfield, looking towards Yarmolenko, or tried to flick on towards Yaremchuk and his back. Coming through Olsen. As Kulusevski conceives a free kick, and Ukraine just back in possession as well. As just ball being played around back. Mike says, mate, I'll take a 1-0 after extra time and a win on pens in the final. So would I, Mike, to be fair. I did say on the podcast, Mike, if you remember, that everyone would be happy if it was a 1-0 all the way between from today's game going into the final and England lifted up the trophy, which you all pretty much agreed on. There, I to Luke Turton, who made his commentary debut as a co-commentator on Sunday in the game which saw the Netherlands crash out. Sweden against Ukraine is 1-1. If you're just tuning in, Luke, it's 1-1. Where have you been, my friend? You missed a cracking game earlier at Wembley. There was a little kickabout at Wembley. Not sure what happened, though. Can anyone tell me? Oh, yeah. England won 2-0. Raza and Az and Harry. And Luke, Mike wants to know, what is your thoughts on Van der Boer resigning as the Netherlands boss earlier today? Please get them into us, Luke. Can you do it on the chat where you are? And you can tweet us at a commentary live one. Use the hashtag TCO. Ball is shot blocked, and it's rebounded away to Zinchenko. Likes to get forward from left wing back role. You're playing either a mixture of a left wing back and a left centre mid. But Luke Turton, if you're still out there, give us your thoughts on the De Boer sacking. I'll quickly run through mine. We'll get a stoppage in play if we get time. As the ball is now with Zabarene, and he can fetch the ball forward into Malinowski, who's keeping the ball well. Sudorchuk hits the ball forward. It breaks into the path of Yarmolenko. Back heel nicely into the path of the number 21 Karaviv. Yarmolenko again has possession. And he finds Zabarene. Back it goes now into the path of Karaviv in towards Yarmolenko, giving the ball away, and it goes out for a throw. We've had a comment in from Luke. He says, watch that one, Ro. Watch that one. You haven't mentioned it enough, Russ. Keep going. I was playing FIFA, Russ. That's where I've been. Mr. The Ball news, mate, but not surprised. So he's not surprising. And Luke, did you watch it? England 2, Germany 0. Raheem Sterling with his third goal of the tournament. And Harry Kane with one more than Kylian Mbappe, Thomas Muller, Antoine Griezmann. I think this is endless. As we see a man Lustig down under the challenge from Malinowski. Luke, I'm going to ask you a question now. Is it coming home, Luke? Is football coming home? Or England going to win the Euros? Let me know, my friend. Let me know. As the ball is with Danielson. Forsberg with possession. It's still 1-1, Luke. In this game, Forsberg equalising and cancelled out with Zinchenko's opener. Both teams defended really, really well in this second half, and will be a game I thinking cap on very, very shortly when I announce who I think's man of the match. We've got all of the quarterfinals coming up, starting on Friday. Hopefully we've got the game between Switzerland against Spain, Belgium against Italy, Czech Republic, Denmark, and the winners of this one against England. Bosno, the game in this game here I will fetch you today has not been knocking around that much, as we see Danielson with possession as Edgar can fetch the ball forward. Here's Forsberg. Can he liven up this second half as the game? No, they're going to lively into the sec. And Luke Mack has been in touch. He says, yes, he believes football's coming home as well, Mike. He's on the same mindset as us too. He says, after today's win, we have to take momentum through to the next game where we'll play the winners of this game. We are fetching it tonight, which is still in the balance. It's either Sweden or Ukraine who England will face. And we should have we'll hopefully fetch you the first quarter final, which should be with either Mike Onman or John Kim. Will confirm on the socials in nearer the time. But we do have a confirmation from John Kane that he'll do the winners of this game against England in the quarter final for us. So, if you're just tuning into us, thank you very much for choosing our coverage of Sweden against Ukraine. The ball's in towards a penalty area, cleared away. It's out wide now with Zinchenko on that far side. Back to Stepenko. And he gives the ball away. Now, Sweden, with Forsberg, can get the ball forward, can he? He has. And the ball's managed to work his way through. He's picked out Kleveski in towards the penalty area, cleared away by Ukraine, and they've just managed to tidy up nicely. And Ukraine can now come forward, and we watch the ball coming forward, and we watch the ball just being knocked around kindly. As we see the ball passed around. Hopefully we'll have more live coverage starting on Friday from the Euros. That's a tough one, Luke. My player of the tournament so far. Been a few players, but one who has to be up there, Luke, is Simon Kjær of Denmark for what he did with Christian Eriksen. And might give me a round of applause for that. But Simon Kjær, for me, Luke, I would have to go for what he did to save Christian Eriksen's life when he had that cardiac arrest in that game, which Nicholas Breuer on the first Saturday of the tournament. There's not much happening. As a man, 4 Sweden goes down. Obviously, we just see the goals again. Here's Zinchenko's opening a wonderful finish, but Olsen really should do better. And then Forsberg's shot deflected, looped over the goalkeeper and into the back of the net. We're currently at 1-1. In the game. There's a man down. It's Augustinsson who's down. And while he is down, I'll just take a quick drink as some of the players are taking a quick drink while Augustinsson remains on the field. You've not missed much of the game so far. And thank you for that, Luke, since it was meant to be tough. He says a good choice for Simon Kjær, and give me some clapping emojis, as well as Mike, who gave me some claps in his studio. And he's clapping again, as I mentioned. Simon Kjær, for me, for player of the tournament. And I think, and Luke, what I'm going to say is, even if England win it, and Denmark get knocked out in the quarters, Simon Kjær, for me, will be my overall player of the tournament, hands down, for what he did in that first Denmark game, saving Christian Eriksen's life. And Mike, give me a round of applause again. So thank you very much, my friend. As we see Sweden back in possession as the game's now finally back underway as the Lindelof plays the ball across to the right hand side, giving the ball away as we watch the game unfold right before our eyes. And now the ball is kicked upfield. And there's a man on the floor. And he's out of play for the throw. Sweden 1, Ukraine 1 is a scoreline today. As we played coming up towards 84 minutes on the clock. And the game's not really sprung into life in the second half. And hoping we get a winner. As I don't want to be on the even late shift for the and have some extra time in this game. Mike's also said he agrees with me as well for Simon Kerr. He says, yes, Kasper Schmeichel's up there as well, Mike, but for me, Simon Kerr, the overall player of the tournament. Who thinks he may go to extra time? Actually, he's applauding Simon Kerr on me. Are you applauding my choice there, Mike? He says, thumbs up for applauding my choice, but also applauding Simon Kerr for what he did as well. That's correct, isn't it, Mike? And it's a thumbs up to say that is spot on with what Mike was saying there. While Mike was applauding Simon Kerr, player of the tournament for the entirety of the Euros. I'd have to say, Luke, but thank you very much. And I was going to say, Luke thinks he may go to extra time. Please, 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 Scott, footballing gods out there. If you're out there, do not make this go to extra time, please. I don't want to have an extra 30 minutes to cover. I just want to bask in the glory for England. I do not want this game to go to extra time, please. Whatever you do, please do not make it go to extra time. Please, please, please do not make it go all the way. Thank you very much. If you're out there, if players on the pitch can hear me, please get a winner in normal time, or even in stoppage time at the end of this second half, so we don't go to extra time, please. I don't want a long evening. I'm not eating anything yet. I hope not, Luke. And Mike, when I mentioned about footballing goals, he just put a comment in, which I'll read out in a second, as a ball has gone out of play for a throw to Ukraine. And Mike says, things like Germany missing and Raheem Sterling on his knees praying to the sky makes him think there could be a football god. And if there is, please make sure we get a winner in normal time over this, please. I don't want extra time. Because the second half has been really, really flat. It's been boring. And I'm going to try and pick a man of the match out who's played well in the entirety of the match. It's all because there's a number of players who played well in the first half, and the players who played well in the first half, along with the rest of the team, have not played well in the second half. So it's really, really hard to choose a man of the match unless we get a match-winning goal in this game here, as we see the ball coming forward from Ukraine as the Zadorchuk in just keeping it around is Stepenko. Stepenko out wide to Zinchenko. Alexander Zinchenko of Manchester City down the line to Taras Stepenko in towards the penalty area. It goes, and the flag is off for offside over there. And Ukraine are just in an offside position, and with less than 2 minutes to go, we could be going all the way to extra time. And like Mike said, it's been flat since the three efforts off the woodwork. Those are the only chances really in the second half to note. And at the moment, I know you probably asked me as soon as the final whistle's gone, Mike, for man of the match. Don't bother me. I've not decided. I need to think of a man of the match. As a shot comes in just wide.
That's all right, Russ. To be fair, I was going to give you until after extra time anyway, or in extra time, I should say that.
No, it's Mike. Thank you for that, Mike. Just popping in as the Goretzka shot just deflects wide. He almost set himself almost for the winner for Sweden. What a fantastic block by Ille Zabarani to deny Sweden a goal there. And Ukraine almost getting caught out at the back there, but Sweden doing fantastically well. As we watch this final few minutes go into 2 minutes of stoppage time, can we see a winner, please? If there's a footballing god, I arranged still the prayer to earlier, can we have a winner in this extra minutes at the end of this second half, please, guys? Yes, Mike is the presenter. Please, 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 let me commentate on the winner in this last minute of this match. You, as Sweden, just have possession out of the back. It makes me think now, with how slow Sweden are going, both teams are happy to take it to extra time, which I will not be. It's Forsberg. What can he do here now? Forsberg can play the ball forward. Almost getting the ball through there. But now he's lost out. And Ukraine, can they get the ball forward? No, he's not back by Olsen. To Olsen. Robin Olsen. Here's Ekdal. And now back to Lustig. And back he goes to Robin Olsen. Olsen, final 20 seconds. What can Lindelof do here? Can he get the ball forward? Sweden need to get the ball forward if they are to win it in normal time. He looks like they may be happy to go to extra time, which I'm not that happy about. I'm wanting to have some food. I'm not eating anything since this lunchtime. And I'm still having to wait. It's gone to extra time, guys. Is finished. 1-1 between Sweden and Ukraine. Mike Orneman.
Thank you very much, Russ. You did your very best there for what turned out to be a relatively flat second period in the end on the back of the opportunities. Of course, Sweden hit the woodwork twice. The Ukraine hit the woodwork themselves as well. But in terms of other chances, I think by the end of it, both managers have settled for another 30 minutes. And the football god that Raheem Sterling was praying to, it must be a different one, because this your prayers weren't answered. You've got another 30 minutes to cover in this game between the Swedes and the Ukraine to find out who England will be playing on Saturday. But we'll find out whether Luke's prediction comes true, whether it does go all the way through to another penalty shootout as well. As I said there, you done very well to cover what was a relatively flat sort of end to that second half there, I should say, coming into extra time now. And it'll be interesting to see what happens here as the two managers are just doing their team talks now, and where this game, can be won and lost as well. So Russ is still deep in prayer now. He's hoping that there's a goal pretty swiftly in this game, and then that side's able to go on and win it. I think you're probably a bit gutted, actually, Russ, that the rules have changed now, because I think you would have loved it if it was a golden goal situation where the first goal would win.
Yes, absolutely, Mike. I'm praying right now, and I'm saying, please be a winner in extra time. I do not want it to go all the way to penalties, because I know how hard it is to watch a penalty shootout, and I think it'd be even harder to commentate on. So please, if anyone's out there, please give me a winner in extra time.
And as the two sides are just in a huddle as well, what I will say is, for anyone listening on Storm FM, my show will still follow. but it will be after the conclusion of the extra time and penalties if it does go that way as well. But we'll hand you back over to Russ now as the two sides are getting themselves ready for the first half of extra time. And I just wanted to mention there that my show will follow on Storm FM on the conclusion of this game as well. But over to you, Russ, as the two sides are getting into a huddle now. And I'll let you get yourself settled and get ready to talk us through the first 15 minutes of the extra period.
Yes, and just before the kick-off for extra time, just for listeners over on Storm FM, will your show still be on until 12 o'clock, or will you be extended till 1 o'clock this evening?
No, it will still remain on until just about 12 o'clock, maybe quarter past, something like that. But we're about to get underway now. Yarmolenko and Larson are the two number 7 to talk to the referee, so we'll throw back to you, Rob.
Thank you, Mike, as we get ready to see who's going to kick off and which side is going to take which end in the first half. As we're getting ready now for the start of the extra time period, first 15 minutes coming up. Sweden against Ukraine currently stands at 1-1, and hopefully we can get some goals in the first or second half of extra time. I do not want this to be decided on penalty kicks, as Yaremchuk is replaced by Autumn Bezdin, I think it is. It is Bezdin. Comes on for Yaremchuk, and the first period of extra time, it's off and underway. Sweden against Ukraine have 30 more minutes to find a winner, or we'll have the penalty shootout to find out who England will face in the next round. Can we find a winner in extra time? As Emil Kraft comes on for Sweden, he looks to have replaced Mikael Lustig. Here's to Nielsen, to Lindelof, and Lindelof sees Emil Kraft on the run on this near side, should I say, back to Lindelof and almost giving possession away. And it's still 1-1 between Sweden and Ukraine. The Ukrainian manager Andrei Shevchenko used to play for the side. I wonder if they've prepared for penalties both times. Both sides, should I say, not both times, both sides. As we're into extra time, coming up towards the 92nd minute. Can there be a winner in this extra 30 minutes? I wonder. For the right to play England on Saturday, will it be Sweden? Will it be Ukraine? Stay with me and I'll bring you that all important news when I can. As the ball for Sweden is just knocked around kindly. And back he goes to Bushkan. Given away to Larson. And now Larson gives the ball. Sweden give the ball away. And now is Malinovsky can fetch the ball forward. Out wide to Zinchenko. Back into Malinovsky. Malinovsky can fetch the ball inside. Turns. Feeds into Stepenko. Now Malinovsky once more from Stepenko's pass, and he's got it back now as Stepenko by Malinovsky. Now it's out wide from Malinovsky to Zinchenko, the goal scorer. Out wide Stepenko back to Zinchenko. He scored the opening goal of the game. Did Zinchenko, which seems now to be a lifetime away in this game. You're listening to Sweden against Ukraine. Here's Yarmolenko, how wide it goes. Now Yarmolenko has it once more. He played it to Kharkiv and now he's going back via Sudorchuk. And the ball is in forward. Looking for the run of Bestin. For Bezidin. And he goes. And then we're having a change for Ukraine, which sees the number 6, Stepenko, come off. And he'll be replaced by Yevhen Makarenko. And it's very interesting how this goes on. I need to put my teeth in because how long it's been going on. I'm mixing up some of the players now. I need food and I need to lie down, Mike. That's what I need. But I'll still be there for extra time as the substitute has just been made. And now throw from Augustinsson down the line, cleared away by Ukraine. Now, here's the ball with Kraft. Good ball inside to Olsen. Now it's Danielson. How wide? It goes to Bentonson. Go the ball in to Kraft. Now into Lindelof. The two Premier League players combine. Lindelof back to Kraft again. Into Larson, back to Kraft. Kraft keeps the ball in play after getting the better of Zinchenko there, but the pass forward is cut out and given the ball and given away. Now Zinchenko, Ukraine concede a throw. In fact, they've actually won a throw. And Sweden making all 3 changes in a moment. Sees number 21, Kuleveski, is being replaced by Robin Quaison. Another substitution for Sweden sees Marcus Berry come on for Alexander Isak. And the last, but by no means least, is Sebastian Larsson being replaced by Victor Claesson. So I got there in the end with the substitutions. And I don't need to put my teeth back in this time, Mike. As we watch Sweden against Ukraine into the 7th minute of... In the 7th minute is a free kick for a foul. And Bestin was gone down. Is it bad on Danielson with a foul? Or is it Lindelof? It's Danielson. And Danielson catches him. Can we see a winner in this? A checking of a potential red card. So we are going to a VAR review for a potential red card in the game for Danielson. Danielson could be in trouble here for our eye. It catches him, and that is a red card offence in my opinion. If he does catch him like if Liam Cooper against Manchester City is a red card, then this one tonight in this game is a red card for me. We'll just have a look at this again. Still showing. He's cleared the ball and then still showing. And VAR have checked it. The yellow card has been changed. It's a red card. Danielson is sent off for a bad challenge, Danielson. And it's deserved red card with the height of the challenge. After a VAR red card, Marcus Danielson is sent off. And in the 99th minute, Sweden are down to 10 men. And the substitute for Ukraine, Bezdin, who came on in extra time, and the start of extra time, it's only lasted 8 minutes. And Danielson has received his marching orders as a substitute, warming up for Sweden, which is Philippe Elander, and he's coming on for Olsen, the midfielder. Bolturama says, let's go Sweden. Luke has asked me, who would I rather play, Ukraine or Sweden? Luke, if you want to know the answer to that question, once you finish listening to this, go to the England game and go to right to the very end before we finish. Because myself, John Kane, Kieran Riley, and JB also that we want to England to face in the next round as the Ukrainian man. Bezdin is on the sidelines. Ukraine coming down to 10 men, so it's currently 10 against 10. I don't think a substitution has been made, has just been made in a couple of minutes ago as Sankov has come on for Bezdin, who's went off injured. And I said it on commentary, Danielson, if the red card, Mike, if you remember the challenge by Liam Cooper on Gabriel Jesus in the Man City Leeds game at the Etihad, if that was a red card for Liam Cooper, then this red card you've missed, Mike, in this game is also a red card. Caught him right on the knee after the ball gone, and his knee, Mike, as you can see my hands, his knee just turned like that. And then he's gone down, and now he's back up on his feet, limping. He's been substituted because he cannot continue. It doesn't look like he can put any real pressure on his knee there, Bezdin, who's limping away over that far side of touchline after being replaced by Sankov. As we watch this game unfold for you, if you're listening on Storm FM and wondering where Mike Orneman's Chill Tuesdays is, he'll be on directly after this, to about 12, quarter past 12. But here's a cross in towards the back post. Can Ukraine take advantage here? No. Can't take advantage of the extra man. And the number 21, Karaviv, can't keep the ball in play. And you can see Bezdin is just limping away and with strapping just around his knee. That was dangerous and that was painful. And just when it was Christopher Olsen, who went off to be replaced by Felipe Elanda of Rangers. Can Sweden take this to penalties with them being an extra man down? No place since for the red card, since it's to fetch on an extra defender for Pontus Jansson, the former Leeds man. And Zinchenko's shot, it's a Swedish man, not sure who it is. I think he just hit him in the face there. Let me see if I can tell who it is. It was the number 16 in the side of the head, which is Emil Kraft of Newcastle, and he stayed down. He's not moved a single muscle. And that could be a potential substitution that Sweden may need to take. And may need to play. They can just for a corner. Was asked if they needed a stretcher for Artem Bezdin, but both Bezdin and the physio said that he doesn't require the stretcher, which is good news. Yes, as Mike says, he's going to have to check for concussion, see whether Emil Kraft can continue. But at the moment, it is Sweden 1, Ukraine 1. Winter almost played 1 minute of the 3 added on. And I think the referee just said if he doesn't hurry up off the pitch, it will have to be booked. As Malinovsky puts the corner in, he's deflected behind for another corner, and Ukraine starting to ramp up the pressure, and they really need to get something from Ukraine if they are to win against this 10 men of Sweden. If they go to penalties, it's a lottery, and anyone can win. Just look at last night. When it went to penalties between France and Switzerland, the majority of the people thought that Switzerland would go out. Well, they prevailed. As Winter played 2 minutes of the stoppage time, but we've only been playing 2 minutes of the stoppage time almost gone. We've only been playing for about 1. Berry is down and wins a free kick for Sweden. Marcus Berry, the number 9. As we get ready for Sweden against Ukraine, the ball is forward looking towards the path of the striker there, who is Robin Quaison. Emil Kraft is back on, so he didn't have concussion, which is good to see that he's fit and well and able to continue. Elanders up from the back. Then Lindelof will be up there too, as will Bentingson. Almost towards Lander. Brings for Forsberry, who fires over. and that's a poor shot. We play the 3 minutes of injury time. Well, there's a man down inside the penalty area. It's the number 4 for Ukraine, which is Sherry Gravetskov, and he's staying down here. And we've got another stoppage in place. I'm not sure what time this game will actually finish now, Mike, especially this first half, because it's still waiting to get to the end of the 3 minutes. We played about 2 of the minutes before this stoppage, so I think we may have to play about another 1 more minute on top of what's already gone. We've already had over the 3 minutes in the game, so you may be looking at probably about 11 o'clock start for your show, man, depending if how it goes on, Mike. But just depending how that is, maybe we'll have to see how that goes on. As Sweden and Ukraine are back underway. Ukraine coming forward with possession. What can they do here? The ball is over the far side in towards the penalty area, still going. It's cleared away. A man goes down. There's a free kick. In there, there's Yarmolenko, who's now down. There's a man who's gone down there, and it'd be interesting to see how this game does go on. If you're listening on Storm FM, this podcast does continue. Now we're bringing you right now, continues until 11 o'clock UK time. Then Mike Orneman with the DJ on his Chill Tuesdays has just told me he'll probably stay from 11 until 1 a.m. to take you through to the wee small hours of Wednesday morning. Not. Lucas, there is the first end of the first period in extra time. It's currently half time in extra time. Sweden 1, Ukraine 1, Mike.
Thank you very much, Russ, for your coverage there of the half time first half of extra time. There we are, half time of extra time now, and at the end there, I thought that this first half of extra time could have been going on, till not just 11 o'clock tonight, maybe even 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. The amount of injuries that were mounting up for the Ukraine. Of course, there has been the red card in there as well, which I'm still yet to see. Which hopefully I'm going to see a replay of in a moment on the screen that I've got in front of me. Hopefully I'll be able to see a replay of that incident there and be able to judge, what I think of that one. But in terms of how you saw it, it was a blatant red, yeah?
Yes, and what I'm going to say to you is, which I mentioned to you during the commentary, we'll mention to you on the commentary as well when you said you missed it, which if you it's there now, Mike, as you just watched it now. If the Liam Cooper red card against Man City was a red card, watch this. That is a red card as well.
Yeah, I've just seen it there now, and that is an obvious red card for me. You can see, he's missed the ball, and then he's gone in, he's taken the man, he's high, he's late, and everything really that kind of comes with it being a red card. So, yeah, I understand why you compared it to that Liam Cooper one now, because it was very similar, in fact, to that. And, I think the referee and the VAR, the officials got that one bang on, and I think, the Sweden players and the management can't argue with that at all.
No, absolutely, man. The players are ready for the start of the second period of extra time, so I'll get ready to do that. And we'll leave it again for Mike in between extra time and penalties, or as soon as extra time's concluded, if we get a winner. So as it stands, it's still Sweden 1, Ukraine 1, and if we go all the way to the dreaded P word, penalties, then I'll bring you that as well. But hopefully we'll have to go all the way to penalties in this game. As the second half in extra time is underway, 15 more minutes to try and find a winner. unless it is still stalemate at 1-1, we will have penalties. And now, here is Sweden having to do a bit of defending as Ukraine have got possession coming up towards the edge of the penalty area. But Sweden have won the ball back. Can they get a winner here? No, free kick has been awarded. They can't get away, so a free kick to Sweden. Foul on Ed Carl, the Swedish midfielder. Albin Ed Carl, who's just gone down under the challenge of Artem Dovbyek. And Mike, I've still not given my man of the match just yet, so I might give it in a moment for man of the match. I'm not copying what the commentators are saying. Alex, if you don't have my commentary, please go away. Thank you very much. Goodbye. As I hope you are wrong, Luke, as we watch this game unfold. The ball is played down the line towards the path of Quaison, who's gone down under a bit of pressure, who fouled the Ukrainian Zabreny, and he fetched it and a free kick for Ukraine, which has been taken quickly, and the ball is now with Zabreny again, who's fetching the ball forward. Hopefully we can see a winning goal. I don't really care now who gets the winning goal. I know I said I'm preferring to play Sweden, but fetch on anyone, that's what I say now. After seeing England's performance today, bring on anyone. We're ready for you. And can England get through to the semi-finals? One of these two sides will be standing in their way on Saturday evening between as either Sweden or Ukraine will take on England as we watch this second period of extra time underway. Here's the ball in towards Quaison, now giving the ball away, and there's a free kick to Ed Carl. A foul on Ed Carl, should I say? Foul by Ed Carl, should I say, on the number 21 of Ukraine, which is Karavivin. Now, the ball is hit over the top. Elanda slips, but recovers well. And now, with the pressure on Benkinson, giving the ball away. Ukraine giving the ball away as well as Forsberg can fetch the ball forward. Here's Forsberg, good bit of play. Can we see a goal in extra time, please? We do not want penalties in this game. Well, I don't want penalties in this game, should I say, guys, as the ball is with Ukraine, and they're just passing the ball around nicely down the line from Matvienko into the path of Zinchenko, who cuts inside. And now, good bit of play, breaks into the path of Zadorchuk. Zadorchuk, crossfield pass into the path of Zinchenko. Zinchenko plays the ball backwards. Good bit of play. What can he do here now? The ball is with Matvienko, now in towards Zadorchuk. Zadorchuk sees the ball into Zangov. Zangov plays a good bit of pass into Makarenko. Makarenko now back it goes. Good bit of play from Ukraine. Here's Zinchenko now. Good bit of movement. And now back to Makarenko in towards the path of Malinovsky. Malinovsky can fetch the ball forward. Love the bit of play. And is about to be crossed in towards the penalty area. Good bit of play from Ukraine, but they can't get the ball in the penalty area just yet. So having to work an opening. Malinovsky on the edge of the box. Plays the ball through. And he's in. And oh my word! Artem Dovbyk fires over the bar. Well, the flag is up anyway. He won't have counted, but that splits Autumn Dubek's blushes. Not sure if it was offside anyway. I think the right back may have just been playing him on. Over on that far side, I think Emil Kraft may have just been playing Dovbyk on. Will we see a winning goal in extra time? I do not want penalties. Michael Arneman as Sweden win a throw-in. And now is Emil Kraft to take the throw for Sweden. Down the line it goes. Lovely control from the number 17 for Sweden, which is Victor Claesson. Claesson giving the ball away. And now Sweden just attacking and giving the ball away. And now here is Dovbyk. Love the ball inside to Zhikankov. Zhikankov controls well. Back it goes into the path of Kvesky. Now into Zabarini. Now out wide into the path of Karaviv. In towards penalty area. Play the ball back. It goes down inside the penalty area. No penalty given. It looked like there could have been a penalty there, but Sweden can come away and can try and win this game. As the ball is played forward towards Claesson. Victor Claesson can't get there. There's a man down, which is number 9, I think, for Sweden, which is Berry. He is, and he just got clattered in the head there, accidentally by Karaviv. Clattered into accidentally after he played the ball on. So very, very unlucky there. Hopefully we do not go all the way to the dreaded P word. I don't want penalties, Lucas. Lucas Turton. Luke Turton, if you say you want penalties one more time, you're not coming back on this channel again. Anyway, there's a man down for Sweden, which is Berry. Sweden fan just there praying that he is okay to continue. Berry's there. Letters have been harsh there to Luke, but Luke knows, and I think you know as well, Mike, it's banter. Luke, if you hear that, it is banter. You can come back on whenever you like, my friend. You can even come back on as a presenter, commentator, co-commentator, pundit, analysis. You name it, you can come on. As the ball is with being stopped as Berry comes off the field of play. We're waiting to see what's going to happen in this game as we see Sweden against Ukraine still continue. Free kick, throwing to Sweden. Good bit of play. And now is a cross into Shevchenko. Shevchenko can fetch the ball forward. What can he do here now, Shevchenko? Can he get the ball forward and into a scoring opportunity for Ukraine? Or will we go all the way to penalties, which is something I do not want. I've not had any food since this lunchtime. I'm getting a bit hungry now. Hi to Loden Askins, who says, "Come on, Swedes." He wants Sweden to win it seems, and Luke says he appreciates that he can come back on anytime he wants, which is good to see. And I'm sure Mike will allow you to come back on at any time as well on the channel. Although Mike's just shaking his head here, Luke. Looks like you can't come back on, mate. I will allow you to come back on, but Mike Orneman says you can't for some reason. So take it up with him. Luke says, come on, Ukraine, as the shot comes in. First, Zinchenko across the field, cleared away by Sweden. Sweden hanging on in there. The 10 men of Sweden hanging on in there. Zinchenko takes a throw. Oi, Michael. Behave. As now he's coming forward. Lovely bit of running. As Mike says, he was shaking his head at me saying, I can't come back after this game tonight. That's a bit harsh, Michael. As the ball is into his penalty. Shot in a goal just wide. Malinovsky fires it just wide in Ukraine. Almost. With a winner. It breaks for Malinovsky on the edge of the penalty area, but his effort goes wide of the post. Still yet to pick a man of the match. Mike is very, very close to who's going to be man of the match as we see a substitution for Ukraine. I think they're getting ready for the penalties as Sidorchuk has been replaced by Roman Bezos. And so far, Mike, is very, very hard to choose a man of the match. Now, my friend, as the ball is flicked on, can Quaison get there? No. Forsberg, what can he do here? Can Sweden, the 10 men of Sweden, get Laskas winning? No, like that, they can't. Balling towards Quaison, and he runs all the way through to Bushkin. Now, Ukraine, with Zinchenko into the path. It goes of Marenko across now to Zabrene, now forward into the path of Tskanov. Tskanov coming forward in towards the penalty area it goes, and that is cleared away. Now for a throw. Ukraine piling on the pressure. Can they get a winner here now? The 11 men against the 10. Or will Sweden, the 10 men of Sweden, or will they begin to hold on and begin to put pressure on? Now as the ball is spread all the way across, fetched down well in towards the penalty area, still going, cleared away, breaks onto the edge of the penalty area. Is out wide now with Zinchenko. Zinchenko controlling really, really well. He's in towards the penalty area and is chested back by Bengtsson, back to Olsen, and that's a good bit of defending there that we have managed to see. In this game, as we see the match still played out. We're almost there to go to the dreaded P word. There's a man down for Ukraine. It's the number 18, Bezos, who's just come on, who's gone down. Will he be? He seems to be okay. He's onto his feet. There's a stop. So we've just had a stoppage there. We're almost at the end of extra time, which, as it stands, I really hope I'm wrong, but as it stands, it's going to be penalty kicks to decide this match, unless we get to last minute winner here now into stoppage time. 3 minutes of stoppage time to go. The ball is kicked for by Olsen for Sweden. Can Sweden, the 10 men of Sweden, get a last winner? Or will Ukraine now, with this chance to break, get a winner? And Sweden, on the back foot at the moment. Good bit of play, forcing Ukraine back. With Brennan now across into Kraskov, into the path. It goes of Malinovsky out wide to Matvienko, down the line to Zinchenko. Zinchenko with the ball in, and there's a winner! Ukraine have won it! Ukraine have surely won it now! Ukraine have surely won it! I think it's Artem Dovbek who's won it for them. Unbelievable! Sweden are out! Ukraine are, as it says, it's Ukraine against England on Saturday. And what a turn up for the Bucks. Ukraine to the lead. Sweden leveled. Ukraine back into the lead again. And that's a fantastic header. I was praying for the winner in extra time. Artem Dovbek with the diving header to head past Robin Olsen. And he could be the man who's given Ukraine the victory to send them into the quarter-final against England on Saturday evening at 8 o'clock. Is Ukraine against England at the moment. They are checking the goal. The goal's being given. Ukraine are 2-1 up. They are checked for potential offside, but the goal has been given. And what a turn up for the Bucks. And Luke Turton is going mad in the comments. He's put, "Get in, Ukraine!" No need for pens. I think he's happy with that goal for Ukraine. I'll announce it as soon as the final whistle's gone, Mike, as we're almost 30 seconds left to go. The ball is hit forward, in towards the penalty area. Headed clear. What a game this has been. And the ball is now down the line by Dovbek, who can't keep the ball infield. The ball is hit forward by Sweden. End-to-end stuff here, Mike. I can't take my eyes off it to give you a man of the match just yet. I need to keep an eye on it as the number 4, Greskov, has gone down, and we can see there now the shoulder of Lindelof has played him onside. Dovbek onside. And the Sweden manager, Jan Andersson, is accusing the number 4, Kurtikov of Ukraine, of diving there. The ball is hit forward. Ukraine bring it down under their chest. The goal scorer, Dovbek. Can he get the ball forward? Malinovsky can get the ball forward. Into the penalty area it goes. Still going. Ball across. And he's dragged it all the way across. Can he get the ball in play? The challenge coming in there. Free kick to Sweden. Last chance alone for Sweden now. And man of the match has been decided. I'll pass it across to Mike and announce it in a second. There we go, man. That's my man of the match. As the ball is up forward. Can Ukraine hang on? Cleared away. He's out of play for a throw to Ukraine. We've played 4 minutes over the 3 added on. And announcing the minimum so he can put that up is an Mike, who have chosen the Ukrainian goalkeeper. And there is a full-time whistle. And it's Ukraine who's gone through. Ukraine have gone through to the game against England. And it's Sweden 1, Ukraine 2 after extra time. And Ukraine have won it. Mike.
Thank you very much, Russ. And your man of the match there, the goalkeeper for Ukraine, Jorge Bushgan, I think it is, the goalkeeper there. So, why have you given it to him? Of course, there was many players on that field for the Ukraine who you could have given it to. I thought Zinchenko had a good game. I thought, Dovbek for the winner, sorry, as well. Could have potentially been in your record in there. But why have you given it to the goalkeeper?
The reasoning for the goalkeeper, Mike, he made some brilliant saves. One to get to extra time. He made some brilliant saves in extra time as well. And I thought he preserved Ukraine's game tonight and preserved their win to get them to the quarter-final against England. And so that's why Georgy Bushkan in goal for Ukraine tonight is my man of the match, which is sponsored by the brilliant commentary services, which is owned by the talented Barry Swain.
Thank you, Russ. And of course, what I will say as well is England go into this game done their game in 90 minutes against the Ukraine. On Saturday, of course, England's game against Germany was done in 90 minutes earlier on by 2-0 with Raheem Sterling and Harry Kane on the goal score sheet, I should say. And of course, Gareth Southgate will be quite pleased at the fact this has gone all the way through to the end of extra time, and there's been a last-minute goal there to seal it for the Ukraine to get them the win as well. But Gareth Southgate, he's surely going to think, well, tiredness is going to creep into the Ukraine. He'll look at the injuries as well that's mounting up, and if he's not confident now, then he's in the wrong job for me, to be honest.
Yeah, so not only Southgate, Mike. I think the England squad will have probably watched this back at the base, whether that's in London or whether on the way back to the training base at St George's Park after this game tonight. They'll have watched that and they would have thought, we've done our job in 90 minutes. Ukraine have gone 120 minutes. Yes, both will play Tuesday, next is Saturday. But we'll probably be the fresher of the two because of when we've got the game won. They've got injuries piling up now, Ukraine. We've hardly got anybody out injured at the moment. Well, in fact, all our 26-man squad that we've got there are fully fit enough to be selected for the squad. Now, including the two goalkeepers that were on the bench today. But I think if England, as general, the players, the FA, the fans, don't look at this game on Saturday as an easy opportunity to get to the semi-finals, and we mess it up, then there's serious going to be questions. Not the fan base I'm on about, Mikey, now. Serious questions with the players, or certainly some of the players anyway. Also, questions of Gareth Southgate. But there's talks of whatever happens for England in this tournament. There's talks that Southgate could be signing a deal to 2024. But I just want to say, Mike, before we wrap up, thank you to everyone that's listened, whether that's been on the Commentary Hub's YouTube channel, your channel, Mike Harmon's YouTube channel, JB Sports, Commentary Live one on Twitter via our Periscope, and also over on our Twitch channel as well. And also, thank you to the listeners over on Storm FM. And so I want to say, Mike, I know you're the manager of Storm FM. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to broadcast again on Storm FM, where I worked for around about 10 years on there before moving into the world of sports broadcasting and what I'm doing in now. And I just want to say, give you this opportunity to say thank you to you for letting me come back onto the station and take the opportunity with the commentaries.
No, not to worry at all. It's been great coverage there, Russ, of the game between Sweden and Ukraine. Of course, the quarterfinals are now all set in stone. The full group of quarterfinals have been decided. So we've got the game between Switzerland and Spain. We've got Belgium and Italy as well. We've also got the game between England and Ukraine. Of course, the later game on Saturday. And the other game is who's the other game? I think what's the one that I'm missing, Russ?
Right, Mike. I'll just go through them and I'll tell them who's doing what game as well, so they know which commentators they've got coming up. Well, listeners on Storm FM, you may not have some of these matches because It just depends on Mike's availability to put it live on the station. But on Friday, you've got Switzerland against Spain, which that's coming up on Friday, and that's going to be with the brilliant and talented Mike Orneman. Then at 8 o'clock, we've got the brilliant and talented Jack Cunningham describing the action for Belgium against Italy. 5 o'clock on Saturday, we've got the excellent, fabulous, superb, brilliant, whatever you want to call him, Matt Isles doing Czech Republic against Denmark at 5 o'clock. Then at 8 o'clock, you've got Ukraine against England with John Kane providing the commentary. Mike Orneman will be presenting and producing that one as England, after Ukraine's win tonight, has just took potentially one step closer to the semi-finals of the Euros.
And what I do want to announce as well before we end this broadcast is for anyone that has heard the previous streams that we've had as well, some of the previous commentaries, Justin Hoyt will be back with us from the weekend as well. I think he's hopeful to be doing a double header on Friday and Saturday in regards to the Belgian game against Italy and also the England game as well. So you will hear the voice of former Arsenal and Middlesbrough man Justin Hoyt once again on the channel over the weekend as well.
Yes, which is good to hear, Mike. Good to hear that. And I just want to say, Mike, as well, I was going to try and get him on for the England game earlier alongside John Kane, but obviously I was busy earlier on today. I know I mentioned it to you over there, try and see if you could get, but obviously you've been busy as well, so we couldn't get him on today, which is fair enough. I think he may not have wanted to do this one anyway. I think he might have wanted to watch this one with his family anyway, which is quietly understandable, which we'll let him off with that one. But Justin, if you have been listening to our coverage today, we're looking forward to having you back on the weekend, and hopefully you can inspire England to the semi-finals. And if England get to the semi-finals and get to the final, Justin, we're hoping to get you on for the final for England, and we'll hopefully get you on for the England semi-final as well. So hopefully we can get you on for all the coverage for the remaining England games in the tournament should England progress. Even if England don't get to the final, Justin, we still hope you're available to come on and provide insight analysis as always, as you have done this season. Also, as he said at the beginning of the Euros after the Wales game to me off air, he said, should he be around, he'll be able to step in and come on and be some co-commentaries for some of the football that we've got coming up next season on all of our platforms where we've been streaming today. And we may put a few of those next season on Storm FM as well. So make sure you stay tuned to Storm FM, because in around about 15 minutes time from now, Mike Orneman will be back on your airwaves over on Storm FM, but he will not be alongside me this time. He'll be bringing you the Chill Tuesdays with DJ Arnie from 11 until 1 o'clock. But from myself and Mike from this one, I'm going to say good night, as I'm going to go and get ready to go and get some food. I think I've earned it, Mike, don't you?
I think you have indeed, mate. So we're going to wrap it up there on a day where England have beaten Germany, and then, of course, Ukraine were victorious after extra time to face England in the last 8 of the competition by knocking out Sweden. Of course, Sweden had a man sent off as well in extra time there. So on a day that England have done their bit, it's Ukraine next for Gareth Southgate's men. Do we dream? That's all I'm going to leave it with. See you at the weekend. We're back Friday.
Goodbye, guys.